Hello, I moved newly to Lagos because I got job in this new big firm. And though I'm not really used to Lagos, but I'm getting used to Lagos, the traffic, and my colleague. This my colleague, as a big place, I don't know most of them until one day we went to this general meeting, and they now told me that this our colleague like introducing me to the other colleague because I was there like 2 months before this meeting. As we are focusing on this meeting, suddenly one guy turns his chair, like how you could turn your chair, and it makes this huge noise, and everybody focused on him, and he distracted us from the meeting we were holding at that particular moment. As we all looked at him, he walked from where he was staying and he moved directly to, let's say, not really opposite me, but somewhere near there. And he looked at some guys and they smiled. For what reason, I don't know. He got there, he shook hands with one young man there who he's sitting opposite him and the other lady. As he sat there, this young lady just put her head over his shoulder, and him in return put his own on top of her own, and they had this kind of, I won't say hug because it's side by side, he putting his hand around her waist or behind her back here. And he looked at me so fiercely, like very seriously into my eyes. He looked like this. That's when I noticed he had this big eyeballs. After the meeting, he came specially to say to me, "Hello, what's your name? I am so. And I greeted him after I knew. We left. Like usual, they always come to ask me if I will go for lunch, and I will say no, simply because I didn't have much with me. I'm still managing. I came newly, a lot of bills for me to pay here, and I don't know what's up next. So I'm managing not to get stranded with shortage of cash since my parents are not living here in Lagos." He came one day and asked me if I would go with him to lunch. I said no. I didn't even need to think about it. I said no. For what? I said no. He left. After a few months, I started getting some salary, and I hear them talk about this lunch every time because it's so. Hello. Interested in how they talk about this lunch. I decided to start going with them to lunch. If first I got there, as I want to pay for my food, the woman told me that somebody has paid for my food. I was like, who? She said, he's gone. I said, it's even a he. No problem. I left. This happened many times, and I didn't know who was paying for my lunch because before I told my eye, the person has gone. The woman told me the person is not there again. I told the woman, you don't show me the person, I stop eating the lunch here, because when I come here, you can't show me the person who is paying for my food. What's the need of eating the food? The woman promised to show me who paid for my food. So one day he showed me, it's this guy that pushed his chair that very day on the meeting. I was like, wow, okay. I went to him to thank him specially and told him he doesn't need to, because the way I see it is any salary like me, why would he want to give away his for me for towards end? He told me it was no problem, and he insisted and continued paying the lunch. So I decided not to go to the lunch again because I don't want to keep spending his money this way. And to my surprise, the lunch will be brought to me. Exactly that in my usual will be brought to me to the table. And funny enough, the people who bring this lunch to me are people who are older than him, who I think he shouldn't be sending on errand. And one day I was forced to ask, if he is sending you to bring the food, why don't he bring himself? They look at me and they smiled. I don't know. I called him. I went to him many times to tell him, you don't need to worry yourself about me. about the food and things like that. I can go get my food. Now I've been here for some time now. I'm getting salary. I can take care of my bills and so forth. He said I shouldn't worry about it. Then one day maybe the way I sounded when I talk about it was not so good. So he said, if I don't want the food, I could give it to somebody, I could throw it away, I could do anything with it, but the food, he won't stop bringing me. I was like, where did I know this guy? What's really happening? When I confirmed that he wouldn't be meaning anybody, he wouldn't be poisoning me or so, somebody, they guarantee her, don't worry, even when I don't want to eat the food, they come sometimes to say, are you not eating the food today? Should I take it? People come around and ask me if I'm not eating the food today, can they have it? I gave them many times, nothing happened to them, that I ate it myself. It's happened that one day I didn't go to lunch. Maybe he didn't see anybody to bring the food. Since he doesn't want to bring the food himself, he bought me biscuit and I don't know, one or other drink. I was just going like this in the passage. The next thing I saw was somebody coming like this, biscuit and Fanta. The next thing I saw was, it's like the person came to me and handed it over to me, and I was already having it in my hand. I don't know if this kind of thing has happened to you before, that somebody gave you something that you don't even know when you receive it before you could say no. I received it. I noticed that he's asking some people when we close from work and say, are you going away? Can you, maybe I come out, I'll see that he's there outside, and he will say, are you going away? The person will ask me, where are you going? I will say, look at where I'm going. And if you have lived in Lagos, you know how it is. Somebody offered to drop you, you'll be very grateful. And it's going to take me like 2 or 3 buses sometimes before I get home. Then I say to him, this is where I'm going. Then he will drop me. I started going with some few people, like it has been discussed, to ask me, where do I want to go? When am I going? People were asking me. So going home was not really a problem for me. So, oh, this company is the best company after all. He asked me out. I said no. He told me to take time to think about it before I answer. I said no, because I don't want. The next thing I noticed that whenever this guy goes, me and him cross path, he will hold my hand for a long time and say, my wife, why are you treating me like this? I said, I'm not your wife. Stop calling. Why are you? Stop making this thing. Say, he will make me like this. I will, every time me and him see, we'll be making like this, like, don't touch me, don't do this. And I couldn't stop this guy from having his way, because after all, he's stronger than me. Sometimes he will hold my hands. If there's meeting, he will come sit where I'm sitting and show me this kind of attention, and I feel so embarrassed. I thought of quitting the job because of this guy, because this is getting too much, and I wonder why anyone is not saying anything. Even I went to report him to some people and nobody is saying anything. After 1 year in the company, I'm supposed to go to some people, 2 or 3 people, for them to analyze how far I've worked, if my work, if I was doing well, or they need to send me away or retain me in the company. So I come into this office, and there was a guy sitting here and the 2 other people sitting here. And the guy sitting in the main chair, like the top guy in there was him. I'm like, are they playing a game or what? I said, maybe it's this kind of people now. He want to come and claim that he's the boss here. I know he's like me. He's just like me here. Maybe he's only few years earlier than me. That's the only difference. He doesn't have any position. He just making like this, from the way he's dressing and the way he's doing. Though people started respecting him and according too much respect on him shortly after I came, but even at that, I think he just trying to play something now for me to say yes. The next thing I had was him asking them to analyze my work and see if I was doing well, if they need to keep me or they need to just push me away, the way he demonstrated with his hand and his leg. So the people went straight to work. Like I told you, he's commanding people now. And they did everything, showed me where I was doing wrong, and they now said I need to improve in my fastness and finishing the work on time, at the same time doing it well, that I'm above the average they need to send me home. As mean I was doing something below 60, I would have gone home. So they will keep me and teach me on how to do this thing easier, that they will give me the chance. So I signed the contract and they returned me. Before I go, he asked me to stay. I stayed back. It was the end office. He's like holding me like this, asking me, yeah, you're my wife, marry me and my life will be better. I said, but you don't know me. So all this thing he's talking about is not about friendship. He wants to marry me. I say, no, I don't want. Some people start putting good words for him. It's like he start telling people until even the main organ in my company called me one day to come. I came. And he told me that, yeah, there's something this guy has been telling you about. You just need to think about it and come and tell me what you think. I went and tell my friends, and I talked to some colleagues at work. They tell me better. Some matured ladies there told me if they are the one, they will say yes and just give it a try. After all, he's not going to wait immediately. He's not going to marry you. You give it a try, like boyfriend thing, fiancé thing. When it doesn't work, then you leave it. So I gave it a try, and I can tell you, this is the best decision I've made in my life. Do you know, from then, when he's not at work, he traveled for some important things he has to do concerning the work. I have people who take me home. I'm being treated like a princess. I've been taken care of, if he's there or not. That was when I knew that this guy has been promoted since 6 months after I came in here. 6 months after I came in here, that he started telling people what to do. I'm saying he's ordering people around. He has been promoted like 2 times what he used to be. He has been promoted. His salary is good. His life is better. He has been there 8 years before me. He just more like this in nature. And he started spoiling me. I sometimes say, thank God for bringing me to this company, for giving me the opportunity to get to know this guy. I don't know what I would have done without him. So the relationship is going well. Yeah, sometimes we do have misunderstanding. Who doesn't have one? Whose marriage is going so smoothly, so perfectly, without any small thing that your husband or wife does that you don't like? There's no way. We are sinners, all of us in this world. There must be something somebody is doing that we don't like. But even at that, I'm so grateful that I get to meet this guy, that our paths crossed. As I was not employed in this company, the person who owns this work, I'm most grateful to. Without him, I wouldn't have met this my husband. So I'm grateful to God for all these things that happened, the way process that I made this kind. It's been now 12 years, and then I have 3 lovely kids from this kind. I have a good life. At the moment, I'm not working. During the pregnancy, I got sick somehow. He told me to start staying. I hope that the stress is too much since we have 3 kids now. He just opened me one big supermarket I'm managing now. He said it's better because it will give me more access in making food, in taking care of other things that I need to run around for me and the kids and him. So I thank God. This is really my story, how God blessed me with this guy at the end of it, and how he never gave up on me. So thank you so much. Today's story is a very wonderful one. They're so happy that it works out for them, and I congratulate them. Congratulations, guys, for this wonderful story. Thank you so much for watching my story. Please, if you watch this story to the end, thank you so much. And please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like my video. See you guys next time. Bye. this is my love story.